2026 is not the year you explain yourself. It's the year you build yourself. It's the year you stop looking left and right, stop counting who's ahead, stop worrying about who claps and who doubts. Because the moment you focus on yourself, something dangerous happens. You start becoming unstoppable. Too many people waste their lives watching other people live theirs. They scroll, they compare, they complain, they talk about the grind, but never show up for the work. But understand this, your destiny doesn't respond to noise. It responds to discipline. Focus on yourself means waking up when it's uncomfortable. It means showing up when nobody is watching. It means choosing growth over gossip, progress over popularity, purpose over pleasure. You don't need approval when you have direction. This year, stop announcing your plans. Move in silence. Let results do the talking. Because real confidence doesn't need a microphone. It shows up in how you walk, how you prepare, how you stand firm when life tries to test you. You weren't built to be average. But greatness demands isolation. Sometimes you'll walk alone. Sometimes you'll feel misunderstood. Sometimes it'll feel like nobody sees the effort. That's okay. Seeds grow underground before they break the surface. Focus on your habits. Focus on your mindset. Focus on your health, your skills, your craft. Read when others are distracted. Train when others are tired. Pray when others panic. Because what you do daily decides who you become permanently. 2026 is the year you stop asking, why me, and start declaring, watch me. Watch me rise. Watch me stay consistent. Watch me turn pain into power. Life will hit you. It always does. But here's the difference. Now, you're not the same person anymore. You're focused. You're disciplined. You're hungry. And hunger beats talent when talent gets comfortable. Don't chase validation. Chase excellence. Don't chase attention. Chase mastery. When you focus on yourself, the world eventually has no choice but to notice. And remember this, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be committed. Committed to growth. Committed to learning. Committed to becoming better than yesterday. So when 2026 ends, let people say something changed about them. Let them feel your presence before you speak. Let your work introduce you before your name does. Focus on yourself. Discipline over distraction is the difference between people who talk about change and people who actually live it. In a world that constantly demands your attention, the ability to stay locked in has become a rare and powerful skill. Notifications never stop. Opinions never sleep. Everyone has something to say about what you should do, who you should be, and how fast you should be winning. But growth doesn't come from reacting to everything around you. Growth comes from choosing again and again to stay focused on what truly matters. Discipline is not about motivation. Motivation is emotional, and emotions change daily. Discipline is a decision you make even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up early when comfort whispers for one more hour. It's working on your craft when nobody is watching. It's saying no to temporary pleasure so you can say yes to long-term progress. Distraction feels good in the moment, but it steals your future quietly. Discipline feels hard now, but it pays you back with freedom later. Most people know what they should be doing. The problem isn't lack of knowledge, it's lack of control. Control over time, control over habits, control over impulses. When you let distractions run your life, you give away your power. Every wasted hour is a silent trade. You exchange potential for comfort, growth for entertainment, purpose for escape. Discipline takes that power back. It puts you in the driver's seat of your own life. In 2026, understand this truth clearly. You cannot focus on everything and win. You must choose. Choose your goals over gossip. Choose improvement over approval. Choose consistency over convenience. Every time you resist distraction, you are training your mind to obey you instead of the world. That's where confidence is built. Not in loud victories, but in quiet self-control. Discipline also means protecting your energy. Not every argument deserves your response. Not every opportunity deserves your time. Not every relationship deserves access to your future. When you become disciplined, you become selective. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop chasing and start building. You stop consuming and start creating. There will be days when discipline feels lonely, when it feels like everyone else is enjoying life while you're grinding in silence. But remember, most people are entertained while a few are preparing. The ones who prepare are the ones who rise when the moment arrives. Distraction keeps you busy. Discipline makes you effective. Your future doesn't need your excuses. It needs your consistency. Small, disciplined actions, repeated daily, create massive change over time. One focused hour a day beats 10 distracted hours. One committed year can change the direction of your entire life. So choose discipline over distraction. Not once, but daily. Not when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Because in the end, the life you want will demand the focus you're willing to give. Silence is not weakness, it is preparation. In a world obsessed with announcing every move, real strength is built quietly. The loudest people are often the least prepared, while the most dangerous ones are working in the background, unseen and undistracted. When you move in silence, you remove pressure, protect your energy, and give yourself the space to grow without interference. You stop performing for approval and start building for results. Silence allows clarity. When you stop explaining your plans to everyone, you stop absorbing their doubts, fears, and limitations. Not everyone deserves access to your vision. Some people listen only to criticize, some to compete, and some to discourage. Silence keeps your goals safe while they are still fragile. Just like a seed needs darkness to grow roots, your potential needs quiet time before it can stand strong in the open. Moving in silence doesn't mean you lack confidence. It means your confidence is internal, not dependent on applause. You don't need validation when you trust the process. You don't need to argue when you're committed to improvement. Your work becomes your language. Your progress becomes your explanation. And when results finally appear, they speak louder than any announcement ever could. Silence also teaches patience. When you stop chasing attention, you learn how to wait without quitting. You learn how to keep going without recognition. That's where real resilience is born. Anyone can feel motivated when people are cheering, but only the focus can stay disciplined when no one is watching. Growth happens in those unnoticed moments, early mornings, late nights, and long stretches where nothing seems to be happening, yet everything is changing. There will be times when people underestimate you because you're quiet. Let them. Underestimation is an advantage. It removes expectations and gives you room to exceed them. While others are busy proving themselves, you're busy improving yourself. While others talk about the journey, you're walking it. And when the moment arrives, your sudden rise will look like luck to them, but you'll know it was earned. Silence also protects your peace. And stop reacting to every comment and comparison. You regain control over your emotions. You stop wasting energy on things that don't move you forward. Not every battle needs to be fought, and not every opinion needs a reply. Sometimes the strongest response is no response at all, just continued progress. In 2026, let silence be your strategy. Let consistency be your voice. Let growth be your announcement. You don't need to rush the reveal. When the foundation is strong enough, the structure will stand on its own. And when your success finally shows, it won't need an introduction. What you do every day is quietly deciding who you become. Destiny is not a sudden event or a lucky moment. It is the final result of small choices repeated over time. People often dream big but live small through their habits. They want extraordinary lives while practicing ordinary routines. But the truth is simple and unavoidable. Your daily habits are voting for your future, whether you are aware of it or not. You don't wake up one day disciplined, confident, or successful. You wake up as the result of what you practiced yesterday, last month, and last year. Every habit, no matter how small, is shaping your identity. The way you start your mornings, how you talk to yourself, what you consume mentally, and how you respond to pressure, all of it is programming you. If you want a different life in 2026, you must build different habits, not just stronger wishes. Most people underestimate the power of consistency. They wait for motivation, inspiration, or the right time. But habits don't require motivation, they require commitment. Showing up for 30 minutes every day beats going all in once a week. One page read daily beats a book never opened. One workout done consistently beats a perfect plan never followed. Small actions feel insignificant in the moment, but compounded over time, they become unstoppable force. Your habits also reveal your priorities. If you say you want growth, but spend your days distracted, comfort has become your priority. If you say you want success, but avoid discomfort, fear is running the show. Change doesn't start with massive moves. It starts with honest self-awareness. Look at your daily routine and you'll see exactly where your life is headed. The good news is this: the moment you change your habits, you change direction. Habits are powerful because they work even when you're tired, even when life gets hard. On the days when motivation disappears, habits carry you forward. They become your structure when emotions are unstable. That's why the most successful people don't rely on feelings, they rely on systems. They don't ask, do I feel like it? They ask, what does my routine demand today? There will be resistance. There will be days when discipline feels boring and progress feels invisible. But understand this. Habits don't show results immediately. They show results eventually. Most people quit in the middle because they don't see instant change. But the transformation is happening quietly beneath the surface. Just like compound interest, growth accelerates after patience. In 2026, don't focus only on big goals. Focus on building strong daily habits that support those goals. Protect them, respect them, repeat them. Because when the year ends, you won't be living the life you hope for. You'll be living the life you practice for. Walking alone is not a sign of failure. It is often a sign of growth. When you decide to rise above average, your path will naturally separate you from the crowd. Familiar faces fade, comfortable routines break, and the noise you once blended into disappears. That silence can feel heavy at first. It can make you question whether you're doing the right thing. But solitude is not emptiness. It is space. And space is where greatness is built. Most people fear being alone because it forces them to face themselves. There is no distraction, no approval, no external validation to hide behind. But that confrontation is necessary. When you walk alone, you learn who you truly are, what you stand for, and what you're willing to sacrifice. You discover your strengths without applause and your weaknesses without excuses. That level of honesty is uncomfortable, but it's also powerful. Great progress often requires separation. Separation from habits that keep you small. Separation from voices that limit your thinking. Separation from environments that reward comfort instead of growth. Not everyone will understand why you're changing, and that's okay. Their confusion doesn't mean you're wrong, it means you're evolving. Growth demands distance. And distance often feels like loneliness before it feels like freedom. There will be moments when you wish someone was walking beside you, sharing the weight of the journey. But understand this, learning to carry your own weight builds strength that dependency never will. When you master the ability to stand alone, you become unshakable. You stop needing permission. You stop waiting for support. You move forward because you believe in the vision, even when no one else can see it yet. Walking alone also sharpens focus. Without constant influence, your decisions become clearer. You stop making choices to impress others and start making choices to improve yourself. Your standards rise. Your discipline deep. You learn to enjoy your own company, to trust your own judgment, and to rely on your own consistency. That self-trust becomes a foundation no storm can easily break. People may misinterpret your solitude as arrogance or isolation. Let them. They don't see the work happening behind the scenes. They don't feel the pressure you carry or the discipline you practice daily. What looks like loneliness from the outside is often dedication on the inside. You're not avoiding people. You're building yourself. In 2026, don't fear walking alone if that's what your growth requires. This season won't last forever, but the strength it builds will. One day, others will walk behind you, inspired by the path you had the courage to take alone. Commitment is the quiet force that separates those who start from those who finish. Perfection is loud, intimidating, and unrealistic. It tells you that you must have everything figured out before you begin, that you must feel confident, motivated, and ready at all times. Commitment doesn't wait for ideal conditions. It moves forward with what it has, where it is, and improves along the way. Too many people delay their growth because they are chasing perfection. They wait for the perfect plan, the perfect timing, the perfect version of themselves. But perfection is a moving target. It keeps shifting just far enough to keep you stuck. Commitment, on the other hand, is stable. It shows up even when things are messy. It allows mistakes, embraces learning, and understands that progress is built through action, not hesitation. Being committed means you keep going when enthusiasm fades. Motivation is temporary. Commitment is dependable. There will be days when you don't feel inspired, when doubt creeps in, when results seem slow or non-existent. Commitment carries you through those moments. It reminds you why you started and pushes you to continue, even when quitting feels easier. It's not about feeling strong every day. It's about refusing to give up on the days you feel weak. Commitment also builds confidence. Every time you show up despite discomfort, you prove something to yourself. You prove that you can be trusted. That self-trust becomes unbreakable over time. Confidence isn't born from success alone, it's born from consistency. When you commit to doing the work daily, you no longer fear challenges because you know you'll face them head-on, imperfect but persistent. Mistakes are not signs of failure, they are proof of effort. Commitment understands this. It doesn't shame you for falling short. It teaches you to adjust and continue. Growth is not a straight line, it's a series of lessons disguised as setbacks. Those who quit are not less talented. They simply stop committing. Those who succeed stay loyal to the process long enough for the results to catch up. In 2026, release the pressure to be flawless. You don't need to get everything right, you need to stay in the game. Progress comes from repetition, not perfection. One imperfect action taken daily will always beat perfect intentions never acted on. The future you want is not asking for perfection, it's asking for your commitment. Show up, stay consistent, and let time do the rest.